Janell Wheeler. I have been streaming for 2.5 years, and it has been some of the best times of my life. So my story is a little unique. I always dreamed of being an entertainer, and I never thought I'd be an online content creator or entertainer because I have been working towards a music career basically my whole life. I had a lot of close calls, as you would say, in the music industry, many huge opportunities, and I've sung in front of hundreds of thousands of people. I've been on national television, and I moved to Nashville to try to pursue that. And it was really kind of kismet because as I was struggling in the music industry, I had already quit my full-time corporate job as a sales rep. I kind of stumbled into this really cool role hosting for comicbook.com. It was an after show about The Walking Dead, which I'm obsessed with. And the guys at the office actually suggested that I give streaming a try. I had never really discussed publicly with country music fans and things like that I loved to play video games, but my close friends did know this about me. So at their suggestion, I jumped on Twitch, fell in love immediately. I had 2 people watching. It was my parents, but that's okay. I got to connect with my parents more via my chat. I loved talking, and I loved having an excuse to play my favorite video games because when I was on the road and traveling, I never had time to. So that's how I started on Twitch, and it has been a wild ride ever since. When asked if I feel more comfortable on stage or on a camera, it's kind of an easy answer for me. It's just different. I love both equally. However, when I was touring as a musician, the opportunities to connect with an audience were far and few. When you're on tour, you're playing maybe 3 shows a week. When you're a beginning artist, when you're struggling to get seen, sometimes you're playing to a dead room. There's no one there. And I just like connecting with people. I love getting to know people, and I felt that I wasn't really getting much of that, or as much of it as I wanted to. So when I was kind of doing both, like being able to get that instant gratification of cheering and people just nodding their heads and clapping along and like looking at people in the eye, it's really, really, really special. But the frequency of it was not enough and is not enough for me. So I would say I enjoy them both so much. Again, I've always wanted to be an entertainer. I've always wanted to connect with an audience, and being able to do both would be the dream. But for now, streaming has really offered me an opportunity to pursue something that has a way bigger reach beyond what music did. So performing on stage is obviously different than singing on TV. My biggest opportunity that I have ever had bestowed upon me was my run on American Idol. When you start in the beginning stages, you're just really singing to live people, but once you get to the live shows, like viewed by millions of people on national television, your stage and what is put in front of you is actually only a handful of people. There's like 20 people in the room. You're really you're forced to connect to the camera, and it's live. There's no takebacks, and so I feel like American Idol kind of prepped me for live streaming. Of course, I don't have millions of people watching me on Twitch, but I feel like talking to chat is way more natural for me than singing to a camera. When you're on stage and singing, it's a totally different vibe, and I'm all about that. But singing to a camera is just kind of weird for me. Talking to a camera is actually really natural. And speaking to my chat is honestly what drives my entire stream. My stream is built around me enjoying things and doing things that I love, but connecting with my chat more than anything. My community is 100% the heart and soul of my stream. I like to do question of the day. I like it when people tell me their opinions on things. I just love engaging. I love it so much. So I would say that it was really, really surprisingly natural for me. Yeah. So as I mentioned before, I do work with comicbook.com. They are based here in Nashville, Tennessee, which is really cool. I actually started hosting with them an after show called After the Walking Dead, and we've had some crazy opportunities. We got to go to Nick and Norm's restaurant in Georgia after one of the shows. We interviewed Greg Nicotero. We interviewed celebs from the show, and it has been a whirlwind. And I will say I totally geeked out when I met Greg. Oh my gosh. I don't freak out meeting people very often, but he's so brilliant, and that was really exciting. I just got another opportunity with them, and I'm really excited about it because it's always been a goal of mine and something that I hope to pursue in the future by having my very own podcast. I am actually featured on another podcast by them called Comic Book Nation, and we just talk about nerd news, things that are kind of on the forefront of nerd culture, and a lot of comic book and TV show, movie related news. It's a really cool opportunity, and I'm definitely getting my feet wet with podcasts. So maybe that's something I will do in the future, and of course I will definitely be broadcasting it. The type of content that I usually stream is very IRL and just chatting based. We start off with about an hour or two of connecting to the community. We talk and chat, we have a question of the day, things of that nature. We catch up on news, and then we move into games. I've just recently started incorporating more gaming into my streams, and I'm loving it so much. I've played scary games. I'm playing my first playthrough of Life is Strange series. I'm crazy about that. I've done so many different types of gaming. I have a PS4, a PC, and of course my Nintendo. I'm in love with Nintendo. As the first console I ever owned was the SNES, and I just shout outs to Donkey Kong Country 2 and all the speedrunners that are hitting that, because that was the way that I found streaming, honestly, was checking out speedrunners playing my favorite game of all time. And we also do baking streams. Sometimes I jump into some cosplay. We play lots of party games where you guys can get involved and play with me. And like I said, it's all wrapped up with a little bow on top of you guys matter, your voice is heard, and I love talking to you. Live streaming has actually opened lots of doors and opportunities that I wasn't expecting. For example, being included in the Streamer Spotlight here on Streamlabs is huge. I feel like I'm still small cookies compared to a lot of these other featured streamers, so I'm really grateful for the opportunity. I think that TwitchCon, I'd never been to a convention in my entire life, and then I just roll up to TwitchCon as an affiliate 2 years ago. It was unbelievable. I've done some incredible charity work with Tiltify and GameStop and other companies like that, which would never have been possible, and it just makes my heart so happy to be able to be a part of that. And I'm hoping to progress this into the future of possibly hosting, and maybe you'll be seeing more of me around doing fun stuff and things. I'm gonna keep it hush hush for now, but you'll see. Some of the streaming goals that I have for the next year of my life are getting better at tech. Honestly, as a musician, and before that a sales rep, and before that a student, I was never really comfortable behind a PC. I was never very comfortable in editing videos or recording them. Any of that kind of behind the scenes stuff, I have such a respect for the people that actually do this for a living. And my mods help me out so much by telling me how to get stuff done. I definitely want to get better at the tech side so that I can handle my own problems. If something goes down during stream, I know how to handle it. I know what to do, how to make my stream better and look more professional. These are all goals that I feel like I should have had on the forefront for a long time, but I'm becoming less fearful. I also would love to just grow the community. I feel like everybody's trying to do that. I have decided to move into more of a gaming direction, which is not as easy for me personally. I know that talk show and speaking is kind of my sweet spot that people gravitate towards, but hoping that people will like seeing me crash and burn or succeed in gaming. It's something that I love, and I really like the community of people that are following games. The just chatting in IRL is awesome, but sometimes I get like major trollage in there. So it feels good to actually be making some content that is fun for me and my community feels comfortable. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the future with partnerships, sponsorships, and just growing as a brand and a business. So many that it is hard to list them off because I really like to make this like a personal experience. But I will say, when I'm talking about inspiration, the people that inspire me the most are my community and the smaller streamer community, and seeing people grow from nothing to something really huge. I've seen like the fairy tale, like Cinderella story of someone who was very small, just blow up overnight, and I'm still so loyal to those streamers that I followed. And I'm just inspired by that. I'm inspired by everyone who kind of takes a chance to get in front of a camera and a microphone. I know it's not easy. It's so nerve-wracking, and they work and they put the time in and they pursue this as a dream, and that's what I am inspired by for sure. Once again, I want to thank everybody at Streamlabs. You guys are awesome. Thank you for taking the time to spotlight a streamer like myself. My name is Janell Wheeler. Please come check me out. Come to the channel. We're very welcoming and we love new people. And yeah, I hope you have an amazing day, and thanks for spending some time with me and getting to know me.